Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
All right. Peace to the gods, grand rising. Hopefully you can hear me okay. All right. Matter of fact, let me go to the chat here. If you could hear me okay, please put a 1 in the chat if you don't mind. Make sure you can hear me okay. How's everybody doing? Please put a 1 in the chat if you could hear me today. It's been a while. Okay, got you. I see you, Troy. Thank you. I see you, Joyce. I see you. Okay, Tim H. I see you, Madam G. Yes. Peace to the gods. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Well, first and foremost, thank you guys for joining in. I definitely appreciate it. It's been a while since I've gone live or did a podcast. It's been several months. Let me see, it's 7 people on here. So I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, the 7 people that are on here are from the community that I'm in, the family that we're in. I already know I do have other subscribers that have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure the 7 that are on here, they know what I'm talking about. Thank you for joining in. Basically, the topic of discussion for today is whatever you would like for it to be. I'm just glad that you guys are over here. You know, I have a little bit of diarrhea at the mouth. I really do. So, of course, I'm going to be trying to drop whatever I can within reason. But that's honestly, we're just going to have a conversation. We really are. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever is open for discussion, whatever's open, the floor is open for whatever's you want to talk about, whatever you want to talk about later on. But first of all, I'm only going to plan on doing this for about an hour, no longer. Honestly, I have to get prepared for those that know what I'm talking about. The quote unquote think tank. We have a meeting today. So for those of you that know what I'm talking about, and if you are one of the people that are on the list to be part of that think tank situation today, of course you have to get prepared for that. So that's why I'm really going to get prepared for that, to make sure we get everything we need to get done for that situation. And we're definitely praying and hoping for the best in that situation. But I digress on that. But with that being said, does anyone within the chat, shoot, Madam G, Timothy Fair, Troy, have anything that they would like to discuss, bring up for a conversation or anything? And actually, what I'm going to do, I could definitely put the link in. Let me see. I'm still waiting patiently for my appointment. Okay. All right, Troy, I'm going to definitely check your name to see where you fall in on that. I really am. You have my word on that. I'm going to see what's going on with that. To be 100% full transparent, the think tank was on a hiatus, but they're getting things together. There was a lot of bull going on. You know, when you try to do something good for the people, and we all have great intentions, first of all, in my opinion, and it's just me, we're talking. This is my platform. We're talking. When you want to do good for the people, which is nothing wrong with that, there is a certain way you have to go about doing that. And we want to help the people so bad, we tend to just jump off the porch too soon without aligning what we need to align first. And then all hell breaks loose. And that's exactly what took place. Everybody got overwhelmed. You come in with great intentions and things like that. The water gets murky because fiat gets into play, because we all forget a man is worthy of his or her hire. So you have to be accommodated for that aspect. So all that muddies the water, even though there's a comment that could be made on either side. Well, if you're really for the people, why do you need donations and things like that? Great question. But again, time, energy, effort, the time that we're taking away from individuals' families and things like that to help other people's family, all that needs to be compensated. So I get that as well. It's just a matter of how you do it and what you're promising or how you're going about doing it. And that's the gray area. That's the murky area that we all have to work out. But with that being said, the quote unquote think tank or any other think tanks out there that are quote unquote trying to help the people, I'm pretty sure the majority of them have great intentions. But again, like I said, when you tend to involve fiat and things along that matter, the water gets murky. But that doesn't negate the fact that the remedies are still there. And also, too, let's just keep it real. Just because you're invited to the party, that doesn't mean you're going to like the music and you have the option to leave that party. Now, people might try to sneak in the party like they do, things of that nature. And then you have those people that come into the party, they're enjoying everything that they're getting. They're enjoying the refreshments. They understand the appetizer. They understand what that's about. They understand how to mingle. They get all that. And then you get those, it's just not their cup of tea. I love my analogies. That's what's going on with this. You're not going to please everybody. You're not going to please everybody. But I digress on that. That's enough on that situation. But with that being said, what's going on? What's going on? Is any topics or anything that you would like to discuss? Just put it in the chat and we'll go from there. And also, too, what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this, I'm going to put the invite link in the chat. Okay. And I'm going to invite someone to come up if they would like to just have a conversation with me, which is fine. Like I say, we're definitely I'm working out the bugs. Actually, this is my first time in about 8 months going live. So I definitely appreciate your time, your patience that you are giving me. I definitely do appreciate that. Let me see here. All right. Boom. Let's see. Peace to you, Picasso. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me see. Paste. All righty. All right. So the link is in the chat. So please, if you would like, you can come up. We can have a conversation. Just comment. You know. I would ask if, well, I'm not going to do that. We'll see what's up because I trust everybody on here. I trust everybody on here thus far. Eventually, I will require that you have your camera on, but for now, I trust you. Everybody, like I said, it's only 9 people listening, and I appreciate that 9. And by the way, please, if you're in here, please hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate it. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. But if you would like to come on up, hit the link and come on up. You know, I'm gonna do one at a time. I don't want it to be too crowded up here. I'm going to try to keep it nice and structured to the best of my ability. Also, too, let me test
Ain't
something
nobody
out.
coming to see you, Otis.
I did not mean to push that, but did you guys hear that? How did I mean to hit that one? Did y'all hear that?
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Yes, yes. But okay. Oh, nobody want to come up and talk to me? Come on, Madam G, if you're in the position to talk, are you somewhere where you could talk? Yes, yes. But while that is going, let me know if you guys could all right, Madam G. Hey, but let me know if y'all can hear this song. I want to hear this song. Hopefully, it won't get blocked because I don't believe it's copywritten or anything like that. But I want to share something with you. And I'm hopefully I'm not the only one that goes through this. But when I wake up every morning, well, first of all, music dictates my day. It really does. I have to hear a good song to get my day started, to get me in that mood, to get me set, to get my tone set for the day. I see you, Ron T. I know you're driving. Yeah, be careful. I see y'all. All right, Madam G. I see y'all got it. We good. We good. But with that being said, I like to hear a nice positive song in the morning. Sometimes I got to hear something to make my booty shake. Sometimes I got to hear something just to put me in that mind frame. And this particular song I found on Instagram, and I don't believe it's copywritten or anything like that. I'm going to find out if they block it once I play it. But I want you guys to hear this and take this in. Hopefully it comes through strong. If it comes through strong and nice and you can understand it, please put a 1 in the chat and a 2 if you can't hear it clear. But let me just play this song. I'm going to try my best to lead with this when I come live every day. This is what I want to lead off with. If not this song, another song. But enough of me talking. I just want you guys to hear this song. Against me shall prosper. It won't work. Can you guys hear that? Put a 1 in the chat. Against me shall prosper. It won't. Thank you. I know what to do. Thank you so much. And that's why we're doing this. I want to work the bugs out. I got something for you. Thank you so much. But the ones in the chat, did you hear? Was it clear? But let me do this, dog. I want it to be even more clear. Hold on. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. We're going to work these bugs out. Yes, yes, yes. Please hit the like button. I appreciate it. Subscribe. But again, if you're just now coming in, I have the link in the chat if you'd like to come on up. Come on up. Well, let me play the song for you. Hold on. We're gonna be all right. We good. We good. Let me see something here. Yes, yes. But where we at? Okay. Let me see here. Okay, here, let me back to it. Okay. I know you guys should hear that. Here we go. Hold on. I know you guys should hear this one. Here we go. Here we go. Against me shall prosper. It won't work. No weapon against me shall prosper. It won't work. I want you to know God will do that He's gonna do. He will stand by His word. That's still choppy. That's still choppy. We're gonna work out the buzz. We okay? It may try, but it won't. It can't harm you. It won't work. Well, all right. Well, the point was, I need to hear me a good song to get my day started. I'm sorry if it was choppy. I apologize for that. I'm gonna work out the bugs, but that's why we are here. But with that being said, like I say, I don't really have you guys have anything you want to talk about? You know me. I'm an open book for the most part. Ask me a question. Let's get the conversation started. Let's get the conversation started. I'm pretty sure someone out of the 9 people that are on here, someone has a question or a statement or a comment that they want to make, probably mainly a question. Let's see if I can answer it. Let's see. Maybe you can bring it a little closer to the. Actually, that was my Bluetooth connected to the system. So, but it is what it is. Technical problems, no biggie. What'd you say, Jill Scott? No. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Jill Scott. Man, I hate y'all. I couldn't hear that. But it's okay. It's all good. It's good. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, but let me see here. Okay. Yes, yes. So who okay, does everyone on here that I'm just curious for those that know what I'm talking about, do you guys have your status correction per se? For example, let's start with that. Who has their status corrected and who has sent it out to who they needed to send it out to? Let's start there. Let's have some fun. Let's start there. Let's start there. Who's done anything in that direction? And based on the remedy and the success that I've had, who's done anything prior to that and getting close to some type of remedy of some sort? Talk to me. Yes, check and check. I see. Of course, Picasso. I know. I already know about. Yeah, I know. Yes. Yes. What I would like to share though It's starting to come. I'm just gonna start talking. We good. I only been on here for what? 20 minutes. We good. Let's start talking. Oh, okay. We got our first. Okay. Let me see everything. Okay. All right. Timothy Fair. Okay. I see. Let me see. Let me bring you on in here. Let me bring you on in here, Timothy Fair. Let me see what you got, man. What's going on? Fair.
What up, big? Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. You are the first guest of the OtisWho podcast.
Okay.
What's going on?
I'm up in the store getting some lunch right quick. Up in the store.
Yes, what's up? Yeah, I appreciate
just came up here kicking with you.
Talk to me.
First time in a while. I just figured out how to work this little phone.
Right. Yeah. For those who a quick brief backstory, but there's nothing major. Of course, Timothy Fair is one of the gentlemen that is in the chat on another platform that I'm a part of, that I'm happy to be on the panel every now and again, the Midwest EDU podcast. I mean the show on YouTube as well. He's in the chat on a regular basis, never comes up on the platform to just express himself, never. But yesterday, when we were happy to be in the back office, like we mainly do, we just chill and congregate and conversate the people on the panel. He popped in there, and we had a great conversation, and it was great to hear from him yesterday. I'm not going to share his business or anything like that. Far from it, but we definitely all have a story. We all do. We all have a story, and it was just great to hear. Yeah, it was great to hear your story and to hear where you're coming from. And
that was D Lion up there yesterday.
Oh, my fault. That was D Lion. I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, my fault. You and D Lion, y'all cool. Y'all work
together.
Exactly.
Exactly.
My apologies. My apologies. That's right. I got the names crossed. That's right. The Lion came in there and he kept throwing your name up. It's real cool, and y'all work together. Like
yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, because he do the brick work. I do the construction.
Yeah, I got you. So this is God. Okay. Got you.
Yeah. You got the right crew, but just it was just D Lion though that y'all was on the phone with yesterday.
Got you. Yeah. So what's going on, man? Tell me what's on your mind. You got a question or a comment? Talk to me.
Nah, I just came up there to just chill with you for a second. I wasn't doing nothing, just out and about. So I said, hold up, drop this link. This is the first time I really get these little opportunities to come on the platform. I'm always doing something. So,
okay. Yeah,
so
I appreciate
said, all right,
that.
I got a little time right now, so I come up here and vibe with you for a second.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate it. Like I say, this is my first time doing this in a while. First time using this little platform for us bringing up guests live and things like that. So I'm going to work out the bugs, but for the most part, so far so good. But we good though. Let me see. Let me see. Tim H had a question. Let me see. Otis, would you be looking at purchasing a fuel-powered vehicle with gasoline or electric, and why? Great question, Tim. For real, Tim H. I'm going to mute your mic until you. Hey, Tim, if you don't mind, go ahead and if you don't mind, unless you.
I'm muted. Yeah,
I got you. You good though, but you fine. I'm gonna leave you up here. You fine. You can vibe with me. But Tim H, to answer your question, of course, right now I have a gasoline vehicle, but I am looking to get electric vehicle. I'm looking at motorcycles. I'm looking at scooters, for real, the actual scooters that they be renting downtown. Well, in downtown St. Louis, that you could put your little card in. I'm seriously looking at getting one of them, but I'm just intrigued with the electric. I want electric. Now, the jury is still out whether if it's going to save you money and not in a long run, because you got to understand, once you plug it up in your home, you will see an increase in your electric bill. And also too, when you're riding around in the electric vehicle, all the charging stations, and I just found this out, my slow ass, I was under the impression that the charging stations were free. I didn't know that you have to pay to utilize the charging stations. So in some situations, based on the charger that you use or whatnot, your fee for charging up your vehicle is going to be just as much, if not more, as filling up your tank with gas. So you have to weigh those options. But mainly, I like the electricity car aspect, or the electricity transportation mode, because of the components, the futuristic aspect of it, getting away from the quote unquote fossil fuel and using the electricity. So that's my reason. I've been a computer geek and techie geek since I was little. So I'm into all things. Right now, we're living the age of the for real true Jetsons. We all remember the cartoons, the Jetsons. Everything that's in that cartoon, everything. Think about this statement. Everything that was in that cartoons, the Jetsons, is live and valid right now. Everything. Every single thing. Flying cars, microwave, the instant ready food. They even got the machine, even though that was in the cartoon, where they can actually fix your body if you take you through that machine and diagnose it and all that. They got it. It's not well known to the masses, but everything is there. So I've been a computer techie guy and geekiness my whole life. So hopefully that answered your question. Hey, what's going on, Shay? Grand Rising, Shay. I see you. I see you. Yes, yes. What you got for me, Shay? I dropped the link in the chat, Shay, if you want to come up and talk to me. I'm not putting you on the spot. Like I say, I'm just getting this podcasting thing back together, and I'm having fun with it. We're gonna be all right. But if you want to, the chat, the link is in there. Just scroll up and click on it. Yes, yes. But yeah, what's going on? What's going on, Timothy Fur?
Yeah, man, about to go and get some. Gotta go get some Zyme now.
Okay, let me answer Raising L question. Great question. Otis, does your content on this channel cover multiple aspects? Yes, it does. To be honest with you, Raising L, that's a great question. If you go and you look at my history for us, the videos that I've been putting up over the past several years, with gaps and space in between because life comes up. Oh, let's say from Cali. I apologize. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were one. Oh, okay. But still, if you want to come up, you fine. If you have something to say, we will see what's up. But to answer your question, I'm still trying to find my niche without trying to find it. I just like having conversations. Interesting. It doesn't matter. I'm not in it to get quote unquote monetized or anything like that. I just like having great conversation, and it could get easily misconstrued with tying in with what we discuss on the other platform, the Midwest EDU platform, which is great, but you got to find your space and what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to find myself, to answer your question. But also I do a lot of content. So that's why, seriously, whatever you want to talk about, we could talk about it. And we could just discuss it. But I'm trying to stay not necessarily on point, but just be interesting. Just be interesting, But I don't want to be the next typical gossip guy. I don't want to pick up headlines off of the internet and just discuss it for the sake of discussing it. But if something that the people wanted to talk about, because you got to understand, I do believe this, especially when you're within this lifestyle, within this realm of what we're doing. When I look at the news and the way I interpret gossip and just the news and the energy around us, and this is a great topic we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. You tend to interpret it differently once you get unplugged from the system, you don't listen and watch the news the same way you used to. You don't want to hear certain conversations that people around you are having and they try to engage you in, because you already know that, at least to me, that's nothing but a distraction that's there to deter you away from what you're really trying to get at. And Also, when you just watch the news, you're listening to what they're not saying versus what they're saying. So your eyes get to you be a little bit different. So it's hard for me to translate that and try to come on a platform and try to just talk about that, because let's be real, the average person doesn't want to hear that mess. They really don't. They don't want to hear that mess. So my goal is just to find like-minded individuals who like discussing the things that I like to discuss. And within that, if a remedy, a jewel, or a gem gets dropped, it gets dropped. But if you look in my history and look at what I've done in the past, I cover a lot of things. I go over the news situations. I do coach a all-male, a all-female kickball team. So I used to commentate that and list and rank the players. I mean, I do a lot of things. This is a whole nother different journey for me, but we're gonna see where it go. We're gonna see where it takes me. We'll see. Correct. I used to say that we're moving into that dimensions. Yes. When electric cars first show them, yeah. But yeah, I have no problem with electricity, with electric cars. But seriously, I am serious about. I am really serious about. I've been checking into it. It's funny. I've been checking into getting a electric scooter at my. Well, I'm not old, but at my age, I do see myself riding around the city and the county of St. Louis on that little electric scooter, going, and them suckers go up to like 60 miles per hour on one full charge, and you can go average of 30 miles. Oh yeah, I'm that. I'm him. I definitely want that for sure. Yes. Yeah, Madam G, you have to read between the lines when it gets to that, when you watch the news and things like that. You have to. What's going on, Tim?
Hey, I can't see the chat.
Oh, you can't see the chat?
Nah.
Let me see. How does that work on your end? Oh, you see,
Wait a minute.
to your phone, you should see a tab on there that says comment. Yeah.
Okay, I see him now.
Okay, yeah. Okay, there you go. But yeah, the 7 people that's on here, let's do this. Who all have their trust set up? Who has the trust set up? Well, the 5, it dropped down to 5. Who all has their trust set up? Let's talk some business. Actually, I like talking like this when there's only 5 people. Now we could get down to some nitty gritty, and we can really talk about some things, because it's not like there's a lot of people on here, which is fine. So let's talk. So if you have a question for me, this is the time to ask, because right now I'm feeling a little saucy, and there's only 5 people listening, which is more than enough. So whatever question you ask, if I got the answer, I'm going to give it to you. Let's go. I'm looking at acquire a home in the Denver suburbs. I can handle the snow. I have the living trust, but I need the 508 trust. Okay. Let me see. For us, the living trust. Let me just just based on what you said, let me just drop some basic stuff that you probably already heard me discuss. But we're just talking. We're just having a conversation. We're talking. I'm here for another 26 minutes. I'm here. Let's talk. Yeah, you kicked yourself out, Otis. I mean, Timothy Fair. You kicked yourself out. You're probably just getting used to the app. I didn't kick you out. You kicked yourself out. Let me see. I created one Otis between my lady and I. It's a common law trust. Okay. As you know, there's way more than one trust. Way more than one trust, most definitely. Let me see. When you say you have a trust within a trust, what do you mean by that? Okay. Good question. Joe Influence. Okay. We all know. Great question, because now you're about to have me talking. Here we go. We all know we should be operating through a proxy. When I say proxy, that means a whole nother entity / individual. Individual, as far as the IRS is concerned, and you already know that an individual means the same exact thing as entity, a company, incorporation, corporation, S corp. Individual means the same thing. Person means the same thing. So we already know that. So you being the living person, you already have a proxy already in front of you. The average person just don't know about it. The social security number, that's a proxy. So that's what I mean by that. So you should always be living through that proxy. My fault, a proxy. So now watch this, because it gets visual. It's very visual. That proxy / avatar / social security person / allegiance, that proxy needs to be protected. So that's where the other entities come into play, the other trusts, the other corporations come into play. You should always be represented by another proxy, always. So getting back to your question, the way mine example, for example, is set up, and this is for entertainment purposes only, we're just having a conversation. I have a trust. You can have a trust. Once it's notarized, it's official. You have that trust. Now, within the trust, there's 3 positions. There's the beneficiary, there's the trustee, there's the settler / creator. Okay. Once you have that trust first set up, as a trustee or the beneficiary, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be an entity. So, Company A trust is set up. Company A is set up, and there's a trustee. There's 2 or 3 trustees. Trustee A is John Doe. Trustee B is Trust A, and trustee 3 is Trust whatever. What's beautiful about all that, own nothing, control everything. The trust is the trustee of that trust, but guess who sits on the board of trustees? Own nothing, control everything. The other beneficiary or the other trustee of that trust is a whole nother trust. Trust such and such. Guess who the beneficiary or the trustee of that trust is? Own nothing. Own nothing. I don't own nothing, but I control it. The trust owns it. That's what I mean by a trust within a trust. And that could go down as often as you like. You have to set that up in your head based on how the type of structure that you want within your trust. Of course, there's irrevocable trust. There's revocable trust. You know the difference. Irrevocable trust, whatever you put in that trust, you cannot take out. That's why in theory, you have to be smart. You got to know what's going on. You have to know. That's why in theory, the property needs to be in a trust by itself for a lot of reasons, liability purposes and all that. An automobile needs to be in its trust by itself for obvious reasons. You don't put a house in a trust in the same trust. My fault, you don't put a house and a vehicle in the same trust. I'll let you answer that question why. Well, let me give you one of the answers why. You got your house, you got another house, you got a car, you got a bond. Now I'm on your property. I fall and I bust my head. That house is in the trust. Yeah, okay. You put 2 and 2 together. That's why. That's that. Irrevocable versus revocable. Based on how you want to move. How do you want to move? You got to think 3, 4, 5, 10 steps ahead, not checkers. You have to play chess. If you put that house in an irrevocable trust, you cannot take that house out that irrevocable trust. Whatever you put in the irrevocable trust, you cannot take out. So let me give you an example on that. This is for educational purposes and entertainment purposes. My fault. This is for entertainment purposes only. We just talking, having a conversation. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you. You have, I lost my train of thought just that quick. That's why I get to talking so much. Damn, I lost my train of thought just that quick. Come back, Otis. Come back, Otis. I get on the road, I lose my train of thought. Come back, Otis. Put it in the chat. What was I talking about? Oh, come on. That's that doggone devil. The trust. What was I talking about? Oh, it's gonna come back. Hold on. Let me take a sip of this energy drink. Oh my, that ain't nothing but the devil. Put it back in the chat. 'Cause I get to talking. Oh, it was good too. Come on. It was something about the trust. Me talking about the trust. It'll come back. Oh, it came back. There we go. Don't worry about it. It came back. It came back. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Irrevocable, revocable. There it is. Let me give you an example of that. All this I'm doing is giving you an example. So you should take all this information and put your dynasty together, because all it is a dynasty if you know what you're doing. If you put a house in an irrevocable trust, you cannot take that house out the irrevocable trust. Of course, if you put it in a revocable trust, of course you could take that house out the revocable trust. Of course you could. Let's go back to the irrevocable. You got the house in the irrevocable trust. You want to sell that house. You can't sell it. But guess what you can do? You could sell the trust. You could sell the trust. If you have the house in the revocable trust, you could just take the house out the revocable trust and do what you need to do. It is imperative you have to know the difference between the irrevocable and the revocable and the reasoning why you're using which one. Boom. I promise you have to know which one. It's so simple, it's complicated. But basically, there is no wrong way in setting up your structure, your trust. You could have a trust, and then for us, the trustee, it could be your LLC. It could be your LLC. It's how you want to do it. Own nothing, control everything. ONCE, once. Own nothing, control everything. That's how I move. That's how I move. Perfect example. You're talking to me. You're looking at me. Based on what you're dealing with, I have an account and a trust named OtisWho, because that's an entity. I have an account and a trust named Otis Draper III, because that's an entity. So whenever you're dealing with me, you're not really dealing with me. You're dealing with my proxy at all times. I know what hat I'm wearing, and I know who sits at the table of each proxy. I could be sitting at the table and there's 3 other tables. My fault, 3 other chairs. My fault, let's be real. Some of them, the average is only averaging 2. Some 3, but some 2. So visualize what I'm about to say. I could be sitting at any given time at a business table, and I could have 2 to 3 different capacities at one time. This chair right here, I'm the trustee, and my name is Otis, first and last name. The chair right next to me, that's the John Doe Trust. And I can sit right on over there in that John Doe Trust seat and say, I am the trustee on behalf of John Doe Trust. Then there's a whole nother seat right next to it, to these other 2 seats. That's a whole nother trust. That's the Beverly, whatever. I'm just making up shit. Beverly, whatever. Guess who sits on that board? So I'm gonna go sit in my chair, my butt in that chair when it's time to, because I know what hat to put on. 3 different entities, own none of them, but I control every last one. That's how you do it, period. own nothing, control everything. And it's so simple, it's complicated because you can confuse yourself, but you have to understand, you got to write it down. Your diagram would look different than my diagram. You know what I'm talking about? It could be one trust right there at the top, then there's a line going down to another trust. I mean, it could go however which way you want to. Only you know that. Only you know that. So that's that one on that situation. Living, let me see. 3, let me see. Living revocable trust. 508 C1A trust. 508 C1A trust, aka also known as faith-based organizations. Okay, look it up yourself. Don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself. Everything I'm saying, please don't. Listen, whatever I'm telling you, I'm lying. You better go look it up and make sure I'm telling you the truth. I'm just making stuff up. I really am. I'm not, but you get my point. Don't ever take my word for it. But 508 C1As, they're very powerful. Way more powerful than a 501, whatever the old numbers is. No. That's a no. You need a 508 C1A. Okay. What dictates and what determines that you do have a 508 C1A? Well, that's based on your declarations, your trust indentures, and those two words I just used, those are just different words, phrases meaning the same thing. Whatever your trust says you are, that's what you are. And how you move, that's what you are, based on what your trust indentures say. That's what your trust is. So if you're a 508 C1A, and if you read the statutes and the laws on a 508 C1A, you are not required to file tax papers. Now, do you get a certificate letter, a letter of exemption or whatnot because you have a 508 C1A? No, you do not, because it's not required to get that. It's not. It's based on how you move. Based on how you move. Can you get loans or anything like that with a 508 C1A? Yes, you can. Yes. Living proof. Yeah, you can. The trust, the 508 can get it. Yeah. All that holds true in everything. All that. Is it true that if you have it set up the right way, which is not hard to do based on your indentures and everything, that it cannot be garnished if you open up your checking account the right way, which is not hard to do at all. There's nothing magical about it. All that is true. Yes. Yes. So the 508 is another powerful tool that we all should be living through. That one, along with your living trust, your living revocable trust. Yes, both are very well powerful. Your true, the most powerful one out of all of them, the most powerful one out of all of them would be your living revocable trust. That's your most powerful one. That's your most powerful trust. Because, of course, as you know, the living revocable trust and intro vivus trust is the only trust where you can hold all three positions. All the rest of them, you cannot hold all three positions. The trust will collapse, is null and void. But the living revocable trust is the only trust that you can hold all three positions. And you have to know what you're doing. Please look up intro vivus trust. Intro vivus trust. Please look that up. Don't take my word for it. It's a beautiful thing. Incorporate those things, even if you copy and paste it, but know what you're copying and pasting within your certificate of trust and your trust itself. Know what you're copying and pasting, but once you read up on the intro vivus trust / living revocable trust, oh, it's powerful. It's in black and white. They're not hiding it from you. And once you know what that is and know how to move, It's beautiful. Everyone should be living and moving through a proxy, more than one. But that's that. I digress. My fault. But you didn't hear the applause. Hold on. Let me see. What applause? Okay. Okay. Is that what you were trying to hit? Is that what you were trying to hit, madam? Let's see. Okay. I don't know if that's what you was trying to hear or not, Madam G. Yeah. But yeah, trust. Yes. Yes. That's just one aspect. That's just one. We all know there are several. There are several. But anyway, can everyone hear me okay? Is my volume okay? Is everything okay? And did that applause sound come through okay? I'm just testing some stuff out along with me up here running my mouth. Talk to me. Talk that talk. Oh, all right, Timothy Fair. I appreciate it. Yes. Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. All right. Who else? Ask me another question. Come on. What we got? I got what? About another 9 minutes. 9 minutes. I might go over it. All depends on what's going on. Like I said, I don't want to bore anybody. I try to keep it precise and straight to the point, you know. But does anyone else have a question or anything? Let me see. Still didn't hear the sound effect well. Got you. I'll work on that, man. I don't know what's going on. I'll work on that. Oh, I know what I need to do. I already know. That's a whole nother sound. Okay, I got you. But yeah. Let me see here. Does the 508 have to be registered? Okay. Good question. Registered. What you mean by registered? Yes. Well, I don't know what you mean by the word registered, but this is what I will say this. I'll say this to you. A 508 trust. In that situation, I will place it on me personally. This is just me. I'm not telling you what to do, but you have to give notice. You have to give notice. A gentleman gives notice. And when I say gentleman, it's not gender based, but you get what I'm saying. A gentleman gives notice. So you have to give notice, whether it's actual or constructive or constructive. Okay. Actual is actually sending it to that individual or entity. Constructive is broad-based notice. So you have to give notice. In this situation, based on the question, for conversation purposes only, entertainment purposes only, I would give constructive notice, which means I will go and I will place it on the county record. I wouldn't place the whole document on the county record. I would just do the certificate of trust. And also, too, you would have to let the state know that you have that trust. You have to let the state know that. That's not that's not hard to do. You just have to let the state know you have that trust. If you have an account, checking account, trust account set up, of course they know that way, but you got to tie it in to the also to it's called once you okay, I got it, it's coming. When you got your trust and you got your 508, okay, and there are two ways. I don't want to confuse you because I got you. I don't want to confuse you. When you have a 508, you can either have it with one that's being in commerce, which means it has an EIN number. This I'm going to answer that question. Thank you. If you have a 508 trust and it has an EIN number, yes, you have to register it. If you have a 508 trust and it doesn't have an EIN number, which means it's not in commerce, you don't have to register it. And that's what I would say. Now, you would still have to give notice that you have that trust, but it doesn't have to be registered. But if you have an EIN for that trust, of course, it has to be registered because you got the EIN on a quote unquote federal level. So now you have to register it on the state level to do business within that state as that trust. So yes, you would have to register it that way. Yes, Peter. Yes. Oh, what up? What up, Dirty Wood? What's going on, Dirty Wood? Yes, yes, yes. I'm glad to see you come over, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. So, but hopefully that answered your question. Okay, you got a 9. Okay. 9-8. Those 9-8s are tricky, you know, most definitely the 9-8s are tricky. Just know how to move. You find there's more than one way to do it. You know, you find. But yeah. Do you use a CPA accountant for anything? Yes. Yes. First of all, I'm going to tie that into this. The IRS is your friend. They really, really are. If you've been within this movement, that's one of the first things you're going to hear within the first month. Whether you've been in it, just got it in it within the last week sometime, or you've been in it since whatever, 2000, whatever. We all heard the phrase, we've all heard it. The IRS is your friend. But it's going to take a minute based on your experience level and how long it takes you to get there to understand what that phrase really, really means. But in fact, they are your friend. So with that being said, I'm gonna tie it into what you asked. Do I consult with do I do business with a CPA global mindset? Yes, because CPAs, even though some of them, majority of them don't know what we know, they're open-minded to it. And if you find you a CPA that does understand your plight and know the situation, then yes, they already have the credentials to go in and do what they do for us, filing the paperwork for you and things like that, because they're going to be the third party, great word, third party intervener on your behalf in that situation to take care of it. So yes, I do use CPAs. I don't use them often, but when it gets to forms and things like that, because again, there's more than one way to skin a cat. It's not the way, it's a way. There are several, and there's forms that I wouldn't even begin to even deal with without my overstanding. So not to go into a long, overwinded answer, yes, I do utilize a CPA every now and again. Yes, I do. Yes, Madam G, notice is only necessary, not registered. It all depends. That statement is broad. It all depends on what you're talking about. But for the most part, a notice is only necessary. But based on the example that I gave earlier, just a few seconds ago, like I say, and that was very, very, very specific for an example. If you have a quote unquote trust, whatever type of trust it is, but it has an EIN number associated with it, yes, you would have to register that on the state level because your EIN number is on the federal level. You already quote unquote register it when you got the EIN number, the trust number, however you got it, where there was a irrevocable, revocable, yada with the woo. You assigned a 9-digit federal number to it. So now you have to register it to do business in that state, to do business, like all the other entities need to show cause to do business. You have to do business. You have to show cause that you're doing business as well through your proxy. Through your proxy. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, in that situation. But for the most part, you are correct. You are correct. You only need to give notice in most situations, i.e. UCCs, i.e. whatever documents that you're comprising and you're sending out to whoever you're sending it out to. Yes, you're giving notice, constructive and or actual. Yes. I'm funny. Well, the link, hey man, listen, the link is up there. Go on, you know the play, the link up there. Go on up and click on the link and come tell me how funny I am. I appreciate it. I need the the hours, the minutes. So you know the play. Don't play. Come on up. Yeah, pull up. Let me see what you say. Global map 501A C1A crosses all jurisdictions, more powerful. Yeah, it is. Yeah, most definitely. What time is it? Okay. All right. Well, listen. Unless someone has another question or comment, you want to come up real quick. It's definitely already has been an hour, 12, but 50 seconds over an hour. I'm not going to keep you that much longer at all. Again, I thank you. I really do for joining in. It's been a while, well over 8-9 months since I've done another episode, so I'm getting the rust off. I appreciate it. Still have to get the rust off, but thank you guys for joining in. But before I do burn out again, does anyone want to have a comment or anything? Talk to me. What's going on? I see you, Midwest. Let me see. Yeah. I'm gonna call you in a minute when you so you can explain yourself. Where can I get an inch of Viva's trust? You mean the live irrevocable trust? You return back with the keys. Oh, you. We coming. Okay, well, come on up. Come on up. Let me put the link back in there. Come on up. Let me see. There it is. There it is. Hey, and listen, especially you, M-Dub, make sure you come up with clean hands, okay? Don't start no foolishness. Please don't. Don't stay. Yeah, you was almost laced crypto gorilla. I said gorilla. Lord have mercy. My fault. Sorry. Come on up. What's taking y'all so long? Hey man, you got to show. Listen, hey Midwest. Listen, I see you in the back office. Before I pull you up, you need to show more than that forehead, dog. You got to show more than that forehead, dirty.
Get your monkey.
Hey, listen, you got to show more than that forehead.
You see that bear claw? You see that bear claw?
Oh man.
Oh, mamas, what it do?
Hey, we got Midwest in the building. Hey, thanks, seriously, all jokes aside. Thanks for joining, man. I appreciate you for sliding over and
absolutely, you know,
for a brief second for sure. Yes, sir.
I heard you say you weren't gonna be up here long. We had to come over. I got a consultation at 12. He waiting on me though. Troy Williams. It'll be all right. Had to come show some love though.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, man. For sure. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Y'all was still hanging out in the back office?
Yeah, we were still in the back office. Yeah.
I already had this plan for 11, so I had to get off and set it up and everything. So I didn't want to let the people down. So, but all just aside though, man, hey, I appreciate you coming over for sure. Yes,
absolutely, sir. Man. I'm gonna get off here, get on this this call. God bless.
Yes, I appreciate you. I'll be talking to you soon.
Everybody, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. All right.
Hey, Uncle.
Hey, what's going on, Madam G? There you go with that uncle's mess. There you go with that uncle mess. But I'm glad to have you in the building. What's going on?
Look, I know you mad about Uncle O, but even though I may be the seasoned one, should I say?
Seasoned one, yes.
You give the orders as though you were the boss. So I'm gonna give you that. I must give you that respect. I really do.
Yes. Hey, I thank you. So much for coming up and spending a little time with me. Hey, I appreciate it. I see you, crypto girl. Thank you, and I appreciate. I don't like to call him money man. I mean, money boy. He's a grown ass man, so I say money man
all day.
Tell him I definitely appreciate him. Most definitely. Damn, I was about to click in Dirty Wood. He left the back office. Come on back, Dirty Wood. I'm gonna click you in unless you have to go do something. But yeah, but talk to me, Madam G. What you have going on? Talk to me. I appreciate you coming up.
Well, I'm learning as I go along, and I know I've been going through, my situation. I had court yesterday, and I knew from the beginning I'm in the wrong jurisdiction, but they were speaking with me, saying some things that I should do. And of course, the judge said she ain't seen none of my papers or whatever. So I understand. I'm in the wrong. I'm just in the wrong room. I'm in the wrong room.
You said he didn't see any of your paperwork?
She claimed that she didn't see any of it, and it was, put in her box or whatever. But the real deal is, I shouldn't have been in that court anyway. It's a municipal court that's trying to do an eviction. They don't really have any jurisdiction in that court because it's a municipality. It's they only have it if I go back to the prior court. And I'm not schooled in law, but I'm learning as I go along that I know I should have either went back into the same court, but me thinking that because it was disposed, I couldn't reopen the case. And not only that, with the state court, if you don't get an equitable judge that can see you, it's still a kangaroo court that I'm dealing with. So my other thought was to go back into the federal with the position of what I have and the information, and I shouldn't have too much of a issue with that. But can't wait till this is all over with, because after studying something for so long or being involved in situations, you kind of lose yourself. So right now I'm just trying to find who I am and what really makes me happy, because I'm constantly dealing with defense. But I understand now what position I need to be in. And can't wait till it's over with.
Yeah, let me say this. Again, I mean, I am sorry that again we all going through some foolishness. We all know. Yeah. We all know. And for those that do know, they know I was in a situation. Of course, my situation was remedied. But I heard what you said. I know you didn't go deep into it, and I don't want you to for obvious reasons for this platform. We don't discuss personal stuff. We don't do that. But I do want to reiterate something that, because you made a comment. You said the judge ignored it. They didn't act like they didn't see it after you sent it to her. You put it in he or she box or whatnot. I just want to say this. Again, we're not going to go deep into it, but you guys have to understand this for sure. You have to, and it's not my first time saying this, and you just verified it. The judge doesn't see anything unless it's evidence. Period. Point blank. And you just said it, and you just proved that statement. And I was in that same situation. I promise you, I gave it before not to make a long story short, but I gave documents to the court. I could share you 2 ways of how I done it, and I will share that for you with the audience in a second. But I put paperwork into the case. I'm using the right word. I didn't put it in there as evidence. I didn't. I put it into the case in two separate manners. One manner was going to the court clerk, which is the bank teller window, and you give them paperwork, and they're going to list it. It's even going to show up. If you have case net, whatever, it's going to show up and all that because you gave it to them. And in your mind, you thinking you just did the right thing. Or you could put it in an envelope. You could send it, register mail, however you want to send it to them. Or you go knock on their door and give it to the little court clerk or whoever, the little, what's the other, the pre-law student, whoever, the paralegal, that's the word I'm trying to say, and give it to them. All that. And then you go in front of the judge, like what happened to me. and you see the envelope you just gave the court clerk.
Right.
You see it on top of the bench. It's right there. It's been slit open and everything. Right there. I'm seeing it. And he tells me, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see it. And, or a whole nother situation, you know it's in the case because it shows up on CaseNet. It's showing up. You see it. And the judge say, I don't see it. The common denominator in that, honestly, and I found out the hard way, but I'm glad I found it out. And once I corrected that, it remedied itself. It has to be placed in as evidence. EVIDENCE. It has to be. It has to be.
Right. I put it
Anything
all
less
in
than
as
that-
evidence. Is there
anything less
supposed
than
to be
that-
a document you put on top, you know, a court document? Because even the
No,
clerk-
no, that ain't even that. Nope. There's
Okay.
only a certain amount of ways there's only a certain amount of ways you could do it as evidence. The one main way, and we all seen it on TV. That's the main way. That's what I mean by open. It has to be in open court. The
You know
judge-
what?
The judge needs to be sitting there. The court clerk needs to be sitting there. And your opposing counsel is sitting there. And you got your evidence right here. And you got a copy of your evidence right here. You place one into evidence because you're asking to approach the bench and all that. And as you're giving it to the judge, you're also giving it to the opposing counsel.
Right.
That's how
That
you
was
do
my
it
fault.
in open court. If you didn't at least do that, and that goes for anybody, it's not fair. Now, that's a whole nother process to doing it. But of course, I will be a fool and I will be remiss if I say it here because you need to be in your right status and all that. And I wouldn't dare. And that's private. I'm not doing that. But the public way, which is not hard, is to do what I just said. You have to do that.
And you're
And
totally
know what to do
totally
if
right.
they try to negate that. That's the thing too. But you got to do that.
And
Other
I
than that, you're not doing it.
know, and I know that. That's the other part. And my daughter was like, Mom, first of all, your temper, you have to calm that down first before you know, so that you can get into your right state of mind, because you just snapped off. I said, right, because I've been up like 48 hours coming from out of town, running in with my papers to run into court, and had the papers right there in my hand. And I know that. I was so emotional about, I guess, tired. And I had the paper right there. All I had, when she said she didn't see it, I could have gave it right there to her. You know, so I don't know. Maybe it was meant for that to happen. I don't know. And I know better. That's the other part. I know better.
You know now. You know now. That's all that matters. You know now. What's going on, Dirty Wood?
Oh, loving the convo. You know me. I'm everywhere. I'm listening, enjoying it. You feel me? This is right here is off the chain. We on the back end. We on the back end. I say, hey, O's up. Hey, everybody, what's happening? Let's get over there, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah,
I love it.
Hey, Dirty Wood.
How you do, Madam G?
Pretty good.
Oh, you doing great. You sound great. So I know you're doing great.
Yeah. I just be mad at myself, and I think that's the part that I need to get past.
Well, you just gotta slow down. You trying to do too much too fast. You got to take your break. Yes, you are a superhero. You feel me? But sometimes you gotta calm it down because you can't solve everybody's.
Yeah, you're right. Because I had just did a roundabout trip to Minnesota because, of course, I'm Captain Saver.
Yeah.
My family hurt, and I'm running down there to pick them up, to bring them right back. It's snow, rain, sleet, I can't see. I'm riding behind the trucks. I left at about 4 o'clock the day before. I turned around and came right back, and I got here at 7:30 that morning and had court at 9:30.
So what you telling me is you sacrificed what you had to put up, right? You sacrificed that for your family, right? So that right there is a lesson learned all by itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes when you have to judge what you think is more beneficial for your family, you know,
Yeah.
and that's where it comes in at, you know. Um, that's the reason why, you know, Yahshua gives us lessons, and
Yeah.
these are the lessons we must catch on to as they given. And once we get those lessons, we must learn from them. Because some people get lessons and they say they learn, they go back and do it all over again.
Hello.
You know. So I know, you know, like you said, some things happen for a reason, but sometimes you got to quit putting yourself out there. You got to do what you need to do first, and then go on the back end and come back and clean it up.
Yeah.
But at least you know that most important thing is done already.
Yeah. I and it's more coming. You know.
Yeah. But I'm
Right.
glad you still at it though.
Oh, I can't quit. And that's what, and my mother, I had a reading and she was like, you just need to calm down because you're going to miss something if you don't check your
There's
temper.
no feelings. Listen, that's just what I say, and I tell people all the time. There's no feelings in law.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad. Please stress that. I was gonna go into my tangent, but yes, you need to. Sometimes people need to hear it and have a whole nother tone about it. And it also too, we're also always preaching to ourselves. It's nothing. We can never make that personal. We go in with them emotions. And remember, Madam G, I know I already talked to you about that. We go in with the emotion. We got to take the emotion out of it. It's not. It's not even
Mm-hmm.
personal. They
Yeah.
might act and all that, but it's nothing personal. You have to understand they've been doing this for centuries. This is set up the way it is set up. They're not going to make it easy for a free person to come in and just circumvent the system, even though it could be done. But they're not going to make it easy for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not personal. It ain't nothing to do with emotions. And I had to teach myself that. I'm going in all round up, and once I realized they're not even tripping off me, I'm making it personal. They could care less. It's the principle. It's the machine that they got already set.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want
Mm-hmm.
nobody to bust it unless you got the right credentials and the right standing to bust it. And then you're not even busting it in. You just walking through.
Right.
That's all you're doing. Once you got everything set up and get the emotion out of it. And I had to learn the hard way, getting locked up on that steel.
And now tell me, and with the judge will try to make you get emotional.
Yeah. And that's their job. They're acting. They're trying to get you round up. Yes, you are correct. Yes. Say that part. They're there to get you round up so you could think with your emotions, not thinking rationally.
Right.
That's what they want you to do. Then you forget everything you was planning on going in to do, the way they talk
Right.
to you, because you're going in with your ego. It happens to us as a man. You talking to me like that and made you forget your whole statement you was about to say and make that statement 3 times to get the point across so that stenographer could type it in, but he threw you off your square on purpose. On purpose. It happened to me. I can raise my hand. Oh, yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Right.
And
And she said, what are you saying, forensic audit? She said, I used to work with the department, the detention department before I became a judge. And when they say forensic, that means that you have a crime. There's a crime, some bodily harm or something that has been done. I said, not bodily harm, but it has been harmed. I have been harmed. But it was my mistake because I had everything right there in my hand, and all I had to do, and I know better.
Yeah.
The thing is, I know
And it
better.
makes you mad. It makes you
But
mad.
you know, you have to, like I said before, we have to train ourselves, like Otis said, we must train ourselves to be prepared.
Like all your documents and stuff that you have, you should have your daughter read them off to you or rebut you, and so you go back with her back and forth. So when you go in there, you are prepared, so you're not gonna lose your step.
Exactly.
If you don't do that and you just having the notes and you're gonna read as you following it down, the judge is not gonna waste time and sit there and wait for you to read over your notes. They're gonna
Right.
spew off what they're gonna spew off. It's either you gonna put them in check or you're not.
Exactly. You have to be ready, and they're not
You have
like
to
you
be
said,
ready.
they're not gonna wait for you. And they say things on purpose, like Dirty Wood saying. I promise you, because I'm living everything he's saying. I could just, because it's true. They say things intentionally to throw you off, and you can have your next statement ready. First of all, let's be real. You got to understand what's going on. You going in there like we all do, majority of us, not all, with the piece of paper in front of you or your notebook in front of you. He's sitting on his perch. He see what you're looking at. He can't read it, but he see you're trying your best to uphold and stay to that script. He know that in your mind, you got a one-track mind. Boom, 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 boom. You didn't study like the so-called lawyers did. That's what they're good at. The lawyers are good at diversion. The lawyers are good at the politicians. They know how to answer a question without answering it. We not trained that way per se. They don't teach that at school. We one-track minded. So when the judge see you looking at that, setting up your next question, he finna ask you 2 questions, 8 steps sideways. And you had no choice but to look that way.
Right.
And now you thrown off. And your answer was right there. He knows that. I promise you. Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. They have a license. They have a license.
Yes. They ain't pay all that money for nothing, did they, Dirty Wood?
Yeah,
they
learned
how to do that.
Yeah, they got a license to defraud you or to lie to you. They have a license to do it.
Right.
So they go ahead.
When I had the conference in there with the attorney, he was like, I said, well, what are you here for if you haven't read? I mean, how can you tell me you want to make some type of what it was? He wanted to bring a witness. And I'm like, what witness y'all gonna bring that's gonna make a difference than this audit that's been done on y'all ass? What's difference? Who is this? But I was telling him, I'm like, how can you even be a lawyer sitting here if you didn't read any of the documents that's on the record? Well, but then he started giving me advice that, and what I remember, but I didn't, because I'm not schooled in law. But what I figured out is, like, when I was always putting in my motions or whatever to dismiss, I was doing it to answer what they had sent to me, but yet I didn't move the court to set a date for that.
Yes.
In other words,
I'm
going along with their same old program, putting something in according to their date, opposed to me putting in something for a hearing of my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that too.
Yeah, you didn't close the port. You letting them get the final say so, and they holding it open. They holding it open, wanting you to fall right through, so they can retain jurisdiction, and now you stuck.
Right.
Yeah, that's how they work.
Everything. Go ahead, Dirty Wood. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, everything that she's bringing up, what the lawyer said, what the judge said, y'all got, that is all little small intricacies that they use and they play. I say this for real, and I'm just straight, no nonsense, straight to the point. Just try your best not to even going in playing their game.
No,
try to be precise as possible, clear with your words, and have your questions to the best of your ability pre-written down, or just practice with yourself. You can't go in the day of, that morning of, or the evening of, knowing you're about to go in there and start studying in. You got to practice this stuff. You got to be in it, and don't fall for all that side stuff. You got to straight to the point and precise. I'm sorry, all the other stuff that's in between that is so irrelevant. And guess what? You're arguing.
Yeah.
You're in transverse.
Yeah.
You're in dishonor.
Yeah, there you go.
You're in dishonor by doing all that. Because you know they're doing what they're doing Just you need to go in and ignore all that. Go in with your paperwork preceding you, which means it's already set up. You already done your due diligence, but you're standing out to the best of your ability. So you're going to show up, but you got your paperwork that already preceded you. You're not arguing anything. You're not.
Right. If the matter is already
And
settled.
that's the situation right there, for real.
They
And
must prove.
Yes. And we all have been guilty of that. And I know it's easier said than done, but the more I go into their courtrooms, their banks, I realize, make sure my situations, my paperwork precedes me. I've done the work prior to me even showing up. If I even choose to show up, that's a whole nother story. But if I do, my paperwork preceded me. It showed up way before I did. I'm just there merely as the authorized representative.
Yes.
I'm here on behalf of.
You know how I did,
Talk to me, money man.
Money man.
Okay. Hey, Madam G. Thanks, letting us up on the panel. I'm loving it. I'm loving your show. I'm loving it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
From me being in the music, right? When I first write my lyrics, it's just like us with the paperwork. I wrote my lyrics down, and now I have to memorize my lyrics. So anytime I want to spit any one of my bars out of my verse that I wrote, I know it. So if somebody asks me a question to my song, I can go anywhere in my song and pull it out. So when it started coming to this paperwork and I started putting stuff on my case, when I started asking certain questions or the judge would ask questions, I can go in that paperwork because guess what? I studied my paperwork, so I can pull it out of there and use it as whatever I needed to use it for. It's almost like a muscle memory thing. A muscle memory. It's just like exercising. Once you get it in your brain, can nobody move what you know? They only can pull out what you know by asking certain questions.
Exactly. And also too, and I know what you're going through, Madam G, because I promise you, I struggled with that myself, but I came such a long way. I have my issues. I fall short, but I promise you, I take the emotion out of it. It took me so long to do that.
Yeah.
It's been a while since the policy enforcers pulled me over or whatnot, but I can honestly say my dumb ass was trying to hold court on the side of the road. No. Once you realize what's going on, once you realize they have to give you a security that you can monetize, but it's a whole other story, just let them do their thing. Because again, if your paperwork preceded you, you good. Yes, you're going to be inconvenienced for a minute. And there's only certain pre-programmed responses that you should be ready to make. I don't answer questions, and make sure your body cam is on. And I would not give you any problems, officer. I'm doing everything you say under duress because of the weapon on the side of your hip. Is your camera on? That's all I'm saying. No arguments, no nothing. You give me a quote unquote directive, I'm going to do it because I already know what I got. I already know what's in my favor. I already know. So you won't get no arguments from me. For real. Just ensure that if you have the paperwork in your vehicle, that they take it with you as part of your property and list it. Hint, hint, Jim, Jewel.
Yeah.
Other than that, take the emotion out of it. So all the videos you see people going back and forth, because we see them on TikTok and YouTube all the time. Yes, they're entertaining. Yes, some have positive outcomes. Me personally, I don't like none of it.
And you know something? When I get stopped by the police, I don't even have those issues. I give them my ID, knowing that is already, and that's why I understand when you say don't get into no confrontation on the road, because if you have your paperwork, like you said, already put in place, then that shouldn't be an issue. And every time I get stopped by these police, jump out boys, whoever they are, they come back and say, have a good day, because whatever in that system. And when I found out that I'm not in their system, that's what it was. I am not in your system. So, and one time when the police stopped, I was in my own car that I had paid for. That was in the trust. Handed him the ID before he gets to the end of the car. They said 2 words, and he came back and just said, "Have a good day. Just slow down." You know, so I know that part. It's just something about these courtrooms, and I think I'm gonna have to channel that energy into charges or something, because when I get up in there, it'd be like I want to box. I'm
Well,
like I'm ready to get
it,
down to the get
it's
down, and I know
yeah.
that I have to change that mindset.
Go,
Well, you
yeah, I'm
have
going to talk to a Dirty Wood.
you have things really on the table, and you're emotional about it because the things on the table is real. So
Yeah,
you have every right to be in your emotions. You have every right, but you got to learn how to control it, because the simple fact of the matter is you have a lot on the table.
yes,
So when you think about it that way, that is the reason why you must prepare, because you have to learn how to, just like a boxer. If I'm in the ring and I'm in my feelings, the opponent of mine is going to beat me every time. Why? Because I'm out there and I'm not putting a plan together and implementing that plan as the fighting is going on. So I'm in my feelings. I'm just out there swinging, not realizing how many times I'm getting hit. So
yeah,
when I end up losing, it's my own fault because I didn't train. I didn't practice enough. I didn't put something forward to put me to where my mental is together, to where
Yeah,
I don't have to resort to losing control.
say
mm.
that. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah. You're
yes.
right.
That was my sound effects was working good, but that deserves an
I
exposure. I
hear
need to
that.
fix that. But yes,
And I
most
and I
definitely.
want to give you another gem too. Do you ever sit down and read affidavits?
Yes,
Yes.
it's been a second, but yes. Going to get to the point. Talk to me. Go ahead, Dirty Wood. Or
in,
are you just going to
in
leave it right there?
all in all affidavits, it has the format of how you put everything down on paper in the correct way, right? And
Hmm.
as and you can put everything down in the correct way. So you can go by these affidavit and you can say, hey, to your daughter, hey, read these off to me like if you was the judge. To tell me to explain myself. Why do I think I deserve what I think I deserve?
That
Okay.
Right?
part. Yep.
Yeah, a mock
And
trial.
there you go.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the reason why these papers. That's why I always, you remember, I always say, hey, you must read what's it right there in front of you for you to read, so you
Yeah.
can better understand what's going on.
Right. And
Right.
knowing that's what I said is me of getting in control of my emotional part of it, because I know business. I've even done these things in some of these courtrooms. Um I don't I really don't have an excuse, because I knew better, and I knew that I had the documentation right there to show both of them what it was. But I was like, I'm so sick of these.
You putting your, I'm gonna tell you what it was. You put yourself last.
Yeah.
That's what it was, and you're not really upset with you disappointed in the case, but you upset with yourself.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the part you got to get past, because we all fall short.
Yes, sir. Say that. Yes, sir.
So you're gonna fumble. The question of it is the next time, what
Oh
you're
yeah.
gonna do the next time. So you can't sit there and fester on it. You just know you got to get better, and you got to put yourself first.
Oh, I know. I did that situation when I was in the child support with my child's father. Like you said, being emotional crying. But the next time I came up in there after I got that cry out, it was not nice. And I was very
Yeah.
professional, and told the judge what I felt. And she looked real stupid because she was trying to make me do some things that was unorthodox,
Well, when
illegal, basically. And she had to, wheel herself back in, because I said, well, if this is something that's in benefit for my child, why does this person have to be on there? Because he had to go get a lawyer. So the lawyer's sitting there looking stupid, and the judge said, you're right. well, counsel, what do you have to say? And she couldn't say anything because I was not, it wasn't about the emotional part. It was just about business. And
That's what it's all about.
yeah. And I know.
Strictly business. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Strictly
Yeah,
business.
and that's what I think you having a hard time with is the hurdle of you putting yourself last when you knew better, but you decided to, sometimes we have to we have to sacrifice certain things.
Mm-hmm.
We have to, and because it's family, it makes it sort of easier to sacrifice ourselves for family. Because we can say, well, they need me. They need me, so I'm gonna sacrifice this for them. But I can do it. But I'm a sacrifice. Not, but you're not thinking about your preparedness.
Right.
That was the part you didn't see.
Right. And the thing was, what threw that off was I had got this is about the third attorney that they came onto the case for them, and he sent me a voicemail or something saying that he was going to be asking for a continuance for his witness, and I'm like, huh? So I knew that there was going to be another opportunity because they were using this to kill some time for whoever their witness was. So that made me unprepared for what it was that I had to do because I felt like this was just going to be another formality, blah, blah,
And
blah.
how many times you said this is the third time? I would have asked for a straight dismissal.
Now, this is the third attorney that they came because the first one, he was so flustered.
Oh, okay.
And I asked him,
I got you.
who has the appearance bonds, because if I'm hurt in this or injured in this matter, I would like to be compensated because
Yeah, me and you talked about this before.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got
So
you.
they got another attorney.
Well, which I say they're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't feel down, man. You got it. You in the pocket. And if you talking to O on day to day, hopefully to get you where you need to be, you'll be all right.
Yeah. And Madam G, I look at it like this. In order to become successful, sometimes we bump our head and we think we fail, but fail is nothing but first attempt in learning. So if to become proficient in my success, I might have to fail a couple of times because it was a couple of things I might have missed. You know, it's all about what you do when you see you messed up. It's like, okay, now I'm back at it. I'm not taking no as no. I'm taking it as next opportunity.
Oh yeah, I think I do that because I be as hard on myself. I don't really give it opportunity for nobody else to do that because I feel that is like building my muscles or something. I don't know. It's some crazy stuff. But I'm thankful for the group. I'm truly thankful for the group. And I know that everything is working in my favor because of the information, the people I'm, with you guys being able to just even being able to conversate it, because it's hard when you don't have a lot of people that's on the same level, in the same mindset to have a conversation where you can go further in that conversation and it's just not mundane. So I'm thankful for y'all.
Well, we appreciate you for sure. And the reason why I'm talking about affidavits because I'm reading one right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because I did they did an affidavit of prove up, right? So I came back with my affidavit of rebuttal, and
There you go.
it had all the evidence in it and everything. I said, y'all ain't answered that yet. Y'all moving to trial because he gonna say it was insufficient for this case. I say objection. You cannot make something valid that was invalid before you got to this point.
But okay, hold on. When you said objection, did they say sustain or overrule?
Mm-mm.
You got to
That's why
make
I said
sure.
this is not that kind of court. Even though we think that is, this is a municipal court. And when I was in my last foreclosure and I put in some stuff that she sealed the case, somehow gave them some type of ex parte, but tells me that she doesn't have jurisdiction. They don't have, it's like they don't have jurisdiction to close that. And I read that even in the Illinois statutes, that's really only a court for them to initiate the eviction, because it's like a city court.
Okay,
It's
I
not.
got you.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I
So
got
that's
you.
why when I first got into this case, I removed it to the federal, but I put it on the. To me, I thought it was the correct case because it's the same. It's involving this same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you have a lot of seriously, it's like even though your case is definitely troubling, it's definitely going to be all right, but it's like you have a lot of intricacies and things going on in that case that the average person, especially on here, wouldn't even understand what you're going through for the intricacies with the judge, the bull that the lawyers are pulling off or whatnot. So this is definitely a situation and a
I'm in the
conversation
hub.
that definitely, man. But
I'm in
yeah,
the
it's just
hub where they do. This is the Illinois is the hub of fraud.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hub,
well,
the
I'm not
land
far
of the
from you.
Lincoln.
Being here in St. Louis, I'm not far from you.
You know,
When is your next court date?
January the 26th.
Okay, so you got some time. Seriously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You got to,
you got some time. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
practice, get your stuff, get it
Yeah, you got
together.
some time. I'm going to send you some. I'm going to send you some stuff. Trust me, you definitely have time to get that together. Seriously, like I say, we've been you
Yeah,
good.
and it's so much,
You gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right.
stuff on the table, and my thought was, do I use my energy to go into a federal court to sue them for everything? And I do have the QSIPs for this case.
Oh, listen, I'm going to stop you right there. That's
Yeah,
not even enough.
yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
don't,
We have
okay,
to
okay,
talk about
yeah,
okay,
listen.
okay,
yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
we could listen. We
okay.
yeah. she,
no.
she,
Listen, we gonna
she jumped
listen.
the bridge on this one. Hey,
Yeah, we gonna listen. This is just listen. This is my first time back in 9 months. We're gonna
Okay,
keep it
okay.
real nice and slow. We're gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna jump off the bridge. We're
Okay,
gonna be
okay.
fine. Most
yeah.
definitely.
I'm
But
just
with that,
telling you all the ammunition that I
yeah,
have in
listen.
my arsenal, and I just
Listen,
need
I
some
could bring you
direction.
up as a guest anytime, and we could have a good 2-3 hours of conversation on a regular basis. The same with Dirty. That's why I'm glad you guys are here, and we're gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to spread this out for this collage for months to come, because with associates and friends like yourself and Dirty, and like I say, Money Man, and a lot of other interesting things that we're going through with fires, with iron in the fires and things like that, we have ample enough time to talk to the people and give the people what they want and what they need without putting anyone else in jeopardy or anything like that. We're going to keep it nice and simple and straight to the point. And with all that being said, besides that, we're going to have nice, pleasant conversations. It doesn't necessarily have to be about what we're going through within our journeys and things like that. Sometimes we just need to digress for a minute and just talk about some other situations. I don't like to gossip too much, but at least let's get our mind off certain things sometimes, so we
Right,
could,
like happiness, create
yes,
some happy
yes,
things in life. How do we create a more harmonious and prosperous community? Because we working in neighborhoods now. We need
right, got
communities
you. For
that's a
sure.
little bit more giving, open.
Put your foundation. Everybody put their foundation together and work it on the same accord.
Right.
Right.
In
Yep.
each
About those
city.
PMAs, also the private associations, they also have private health associations and private educational associations, meaning
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
do that without having to go through them for anything, and
Yes, ma'am.
say what you want to say in order for things to
Mm-hmm.
come
Yes,
to the
ma'am.
fruition. Because I've been looking at that, because for a long time I've been trying to set up ministries or different um avenues for people to be able to have transit homes and different things like that. So I got away from that because I've been spending so much energy on this. And my daughter was like, "Mom, I don't even know what makes you happy anymore. What,
Yeah,
because I'm
well,
spending too
yeah,
much energy.
and it does take you away from what, yeah. Perfect example.
Creativity.
Yeah, that doggone case, which I'm glad, thank God, is over with, had me to the point to whereas I didn't feel like doing what I love doing, which is doing what I'm doing now, talking, podcasting, just being in touch and in tune with technology and stuff like that. I just like this. But when I tell you, and I've been this to God honest truth, I didn't know what to do after. No, let me get my words together. I wasn't prepared for anything after September the 25th. I believe that was the day it was. September the 25th, which was the day my trial was set up to have. I didn't have anything prepared. And it's strange to say that, but it's the truth. That's the reality of the situation if and when you're living this particular lifestyle and don't believe, the truth. And you have to go out there and you put forth your energy and your effort into a court system, and you put in that work, and you're just going to hope and pray that you get the favorable outcome. And that's what took place on my behalf. So I understand you got to put all that energy, go in front of the judge, and as long as you got your stuff in order, they're going to rule in your favor and you move on. But prior to that, I didn't know what was going to take place. I didn't know. I thought anything could have happened. And I put my time, my belief, and what I know into this process so tough that I didn't have another option. I had to let my paperwork work. I had to.
Say that.
Once I did that, showed up because I had to stay in honor. And based on what they told me prior to me showing up, they were ready for trial and all that. I had to be ready. Thank God it wasn't necessary because they dismissed it. That's why I want everyone to fulfill and to feel. And that unknowing part is scary. You know what you know. Now you're trying to see if the court system / bank / institution is going to hold up their end of the bargain because you did everything that you were supposed to do. You proved who you are. You put a proper claim on X thing. You did what you said. You said who you were. You proved who you were. And you put it into the case as evidence along and send it to the right other situations. And they did what they did. Boom. That's a beautiful thing. Now I can move forward and see what the next hurdle is going to take place. What's next to endure? Because there's peaks and valleys. And every victory is not going to be the same outcome. It's going to be a victory, but not the way you came about it. So when I say I understand what you are going through and what other people are going through, what they have on the table, I get it. Whoa, I get it. And they could be staggering to the point to where as you can't do anything else because you want this situation taken care of. That's when and how the family, the makeshift family that knows what you're going through comes into play. That's when you need that outside outlet to hear from other people. And to also 2 9 times out of 10, just to vent. Sometimes you just want to vent.
Yes.
Even though when you're venting to me, I'm hearing you, trust me, I'm hearing you vent, but the way I'm wired, I'm thinking and praying, I'm hoping you're just venting this way to me. Hopefully you didn't vent like that in front of that entity or that person who you was trying to get past. Hope you didn't vent like that. For real.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you cause the great minds think alike, you could vent to me because I'm the person to vent to. Now, once you vent, realize, come down, have your woosah moment, and go back out there.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yeah,
this
you're
is
right.
for educational entertainment purposes only.
I think we some kin somewhere, Otis, because I don't know. I think we some kin somewhere. Like I told Shipper, it's that the kindred spirits. It's just something. It's just something about your attitude, the way you talk. It's like I gotta be some kin to him somewhere.
Hey, we all brothers and sisters. You know what? You know what? Listen, not to get all deep into it. We all got one common denominator: this air.
Yeah.
Without it, you're not here. Period.
Yeah.
So that's how I break it down. So simple, it's complicated. You can talk a whole nother language. You can have flaws. You can do whatever. You could be the most beautifulest thing to one's eye. What beauty is, whatever that define, whoever defines beauty, whatever. All that. But the common denominator is this AIR, this air, this H2O. No, that's water. Air. Yeah, see, I tripped. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I tripped. Yeah. But, but yeah. So, but yeah. And also too, I can't stress this enough. It's funny, but it's the truth. Yes, I sometimes talk to hear myself talk, not for the reasons you think, because I have to for real convince and motivate myself.
Say
because
that.
sometimes not even trying to be funny. The Dirty Woods ain't around. The Madam G's ain't around. My wife doing something, or sometimes just keep it real. You take your significant other for granted a lot of times. So you in your own little way. So sometimes you need that reinforcement from other people, not yes men or women. No, can't stand them.
Right.
Can't stand them. Don't like a yes man or a woman. You better have your own values, your views, and your thoughts.
Exactly.
You better. But you want to be around the like-minded individuals. I need that.
No progression if that's the case.
Yeah, I wake up a few times, quote unquote, depressed. What's next? Even though I know what's next. That's why I know it's a chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
Because common sense, I know what's next. I got things to do. I got to go to this bank. I got to go to this post office. I got to go do this. I got to fax this off. I got to go do this research. I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't have nothing to do. But what else could it be when you feel like there is nothing to do? It's a chemical imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm human.
Yep.
So I got to talk out loud, and hopefully someone's listening. Myself. Just now I got 15 people listening, but at the same time, and I promise you, I'm talking to myself. Oh, I'm talking to myself. You just happen to be listening, and I say that, and it's the truth.
Yeah.
When I get off of here, got to keep that motivation, that activeness going, that thought process going.
Right.
It has to carry over for the next several hours to get me through the rest of this day.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to wake up the next morning and continue the cycle. That's all it is. Ooh, that's all it is.
Yeah. And I had this conversation about how we are gods. We are truly gods, because I've seen some miraculous things that I have done. But it's like we're concentrating, opposed to concentrating on that 5D level or higher. We have to be dealt with all of these 3D instances, meaning the papers and so on and so forth. Because
you there, Madam G? Oh, she lost it. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
No, I said Madam G. I thought Madam G. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Madam G just cut out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see you, Capo Beast. Yeah, that self-motivation is real. Most definitely. That self-motivation is real. Yes, most definitely. Oh, let me answer your question. Oh, I'm sorry, Roderick Austin. I'm sorry. How do you find your fund manager? Easy. If you know the name of your fund, you will just call that particular fund and give them your information, and they'll tell you who your fund manager is. That answer was easy. I promise you, it's just that simple. Yes, sir. Yeah. But yeah, what time? Let me see. Okay. Well, yeah, it'll be 2 hours and 6 more minutes. Again. I appreciate this. Thank you, guys. We're gonna be here for another 15 minutes or so. I mean, I'm lying, another 6 minutes. Unless someone has an interesting statement or a question, but because I don't want to keep you on here too long. I don't want to do that. What you say, cuz? Let me see. Just got off, cuz. Still got
Crypto Grill.
What's up?
I'm just reading the chat. Crypto Gorilla says, "Sorry, my frequency knocked her off the grid."
Nah, Crypto, I hear you. I appreciate you for your comments, Crypto. I've been reading them. I appreciate you. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Your that paperwork has got to be correct. It will work as long as you file it correctly and put it where it needs to go.
Yep, and that's the key: filing it correctly, putting it where it needs to go, and then that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. You have to file it, put it where it goes, 100% correct. Then after that, that's where the fun begins. The fun begins, and only you and Dirty Wood know what I'm talking about. Only you can experience that and know what I'm talking about. That's when the fun begins. That's when you start to experience your certain remedies, and you just can't quite explain it to the next person because they're not going through what you're going through. Because the thing that you saw and you notice, it's meaningless, it's minuscule to the next person, but it's huge based on that movement on what you've done on your end, and they have no idea what you're talking about.
None.
That's what I'm experiencing, and I want you guys to experience. I'm pretty sure Dirty Wood experienced it himself, most definitely. I know he does, and we all experience it in different ways. We all have our different ways that we're going through things. That's why when it's great to talk to other people that have experienced the remedy. And full transparency, Dirty Wood hasn't, and matter of fact, I know I haven't asked you. He hasn't expressed or shared not one iota of a remedy or anything because I never asked him. For the most part. And vice versa. Vice versa. That let me know right there, people. And we've been knowing each other for several months now.
Yeah.
And we got each other's phone number, whatever. And he could tell you how many times I call this phone and have fingers left on one hand and vice versa. That's because, not that it's a bad thing at all. Not at all. It's just that I'm doing what I'm doing. He's doing what he's doing. Now, I'm pretty sure if I had a question, and honestly,
hit me up.
The way I am, I'm
you
gonna
see, I'm up here, ain't you?
Exactly.
You feel me?
You know, so, and that's just the way it is. Vice versa. That's all it is. I promise you, this stuff is simple to me. It's simple.
The thing about it is I share with the ones I know that's gonna get it.
That part. Yep.
That's who I share with.
A whole nother conversation. I said, you're gonna have me up here for a whole nother half an hour. That part.
So I don't want anyone else to take offense. Like when I be saying things and then I say, well, I wouldn't say that. Because me personally, I don't like to share information. I don't like to waste it. Why? Because if you're not gonna go out there and do the work, what's the point of me telling you? What is the point? I need to know that you're going to put in the work. If you don't do that, then it's just a waste of time. That's the reason why I could talk to a Madam G. That's the reason why I could talk to Otis. I can talk to Money Boy. I can talk to Midwest. I can talk to people that I know is putting in the work. If you ain't putting in the work,
right,
it's just a waste of time. Just to say I know this. Well, we all know something.
That part.
Right. Work without knowing without execution is just shit. You got a bag or something and you don't know what to do with it.
That's it.
That part. Yeah. Man.
And people take it and they get in their feelings. That's the reason why I'm like, hey, this is not about feelings. My job is not to make your work easier. My job is to come in and fill in the blanks if need be. But half the time, I don't even want to fill in the blanks because you still might not get it.
Exactly. And that's the point right there. I want that part. Exactly. But I don't mind. I got you.
I'm gonna say this, Dirty. And I get what you're saying. But that was, I look at it like this, just like when I was younger and my mother would tell me things. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't do that, don't do that.
I'll be right back.
But you know you hard headed, you gonna go do it
Okay, I
anyway.
got you.
You gonna
Yes,
go do it. You gonna go do it
yes,
anyway. And I say this to people that don't have parents that
yes.
give them the game or give them some form of instruction of what you are doing wrong. Because if you don't get that, when you do go through it, because you've been hard headed, you have something to
Mm-hmm.
hold on to. A lot of people don't
Mm-hmm.
even have that. They don't even know that it, because my mother used to say a lot of things, and she used to tell me adamantly, get your education, because that's something that the white man can't ever take from you. I've been a Malcolm X revolutionary since I was a little bitty girl. And I look at, I was around a lot of older people and they cared for me, even though they see, they may see I got a whooping for this or whatever the case may be, like listen to your mom and certain things that they would give me. And if it wasn't for them people putting that least seed in my mind, even though I might not have even used it today, I might not even understood it that day, but it was something that was there. It's just like when you plant your trees. If you don't put the energy in there when you first put your seeds down there, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen with the weather and if your crop is going to come up or not, but you put your best foot forward. You put what you could down there because that's all you had. So I
Mm-hmm.
used to say that, and you know, because I was always one going around, even at a teenager, preaching, Black Power, freedom. That was just always was instilled in me. But if I didn't have those things that my mother used to tell me to fall back on when I still did something she told me not to do, I wouldn't know right from wrong, or I wouldn't know a way of correction because I
Mm-hmm.
never got anything else. You know what I mean? You
I
Mm-hmm.
you
got you.
still just living from experience. And I know some parents didn't even have the knowledge to even, maybe even give them the kids that form of correction because they didn't get it. That's why I say it's a lot of repairing, a lot of mental health things that we as a community really need help with. And I just say if you and because now I feel like everything is done, that there's so many more people waking up that the knowledge of just knowing that there was something wrong will stop them in a form that you will act differently, you will move differently because now there's another way to do things. So I get it. Sometimes we waste our breath, our energy to tell people stuff and they don't listen. But I
Yeah.
truly believe that when you get in that situation, you go looking for something to grab onto, and then you like, oh, I remember he said that. And I'm gonna tell you another thing, that when you in that shower and that something about that water, you may not know it at that time, but it'll bring clarity to you. You'll be like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
I be in there screaming and hollering like, oh, that's what they meant.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
ain't
they
by
was
yourself. That
talking about.
doggone hot water. Yeah, the hot water hit that
Yeah.
body. You so right. You ain't got to tell me. I know. Hey, Kay, thanks for coming in, Kay. I see you. Let me add something to
What it
what
do, Kay?
I want to mess your name up. Crypto
Crypto
Gorilla.
Gorilla.
I mean, no, it's Crypto Gorilla. I got you. Crypto
Yeah.
Gorilla. Sorry, my stuttering ass. Okay. Consumer business law is the only real education needed. Let me add to that. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. That's it. You better add in trust law. Actually, yeah. In whatever order you want, but put trust law in there as well. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That ain't the only thing. You better get educated on that trust law. Trust. Everything
Moving
is trust.
and listen,
Everything.
this and look, I'm reading this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Moving titles in trust, claiming and moving
Yeah,
trust
okay.
as a remedy,
Mm.
function as commerce.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
my fault. I was cutting you off. Repeat that one more time. I'm sorry. I mean, mute my mic. Say that one more time.
Moving titles in trust, claiming and moving trust as a remedy, functioning as commerce. That's what I'm reading right now as we sit here.
Yeah, okay. Everything is a trust. Everything is a trust, literally and figuratively. I'm about to make a comment and a phrase and go do your research. I made it earlier, not early on this platform, a whole nother platform. But I'm gonna say it on my platform for the first time. We all heard the phrase "in God we trust." It's on every dollar bill, on every currency.
Yep.
In God we trust. In God we trust. Even though my sound effect don't work good, is a trust.
Hey, can I do this right quick? Like,
Yes,
watch this. Like, I'm just gonna read this right fast.
Okay.
You hear the paper? So let's let you know this what I'm reading. It says, "Then with this trust stuff, I was studying all along. The more I studied trust, my eyes got opened up to the fact that hey, it's been trust all along.
Yep.
All of us has been talking about trust, but we have been talking about trust only in a protection method for protecting assets. That was just a device for protecting assets of the debtor from the creditor attacking him." Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. So I just let you know this is what I'm reading for real, for real. This is what I do every day.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You just said a mouthful right there. In God we trust. Yes, yes, yes. It's the trust itself. Go do your research. That's all I'm gonna say. It all works together, hand in hand. Yes,
Oh,
it does.
and Madam G, I definitely agree with what you're saying. I definitely agree. About sharing, opening other people's eyes. And I agree with you on that. I definitely do.
Mhm.
But I've been doing this for so long and talking to the, as they say, talking to the clouds, because like with my kids and some people in my family, I can talk to because they've been around me, so they understand where I'm coming from. But some people I talk to and I say, hey, look at this, look into this, they look at me like I'm crazy. Right? So it gets to the point to where it's just straight draining.
Yeah.
Me trying to free someone and they don't get it right away. And like you said, yeah, maybe in the future it will connect with them.
Mhm.
But at that time it's draining me.
Right.
You
And
sure?
I get tired of that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a gray area. It's definitely the gray area.
Yeah.
And if you notice at over time, just how you carry yourself and what they notice and what they want to see, people will come to you.
Yeah.
Ones that are quote unquote ready. They either
Yeah.
see my plate or they hear me over talk, or they hear me in a conversation talking to someone and I say a certain word. Not that I'm talking to them about anything, but I just use a certain phrase or word that I pique their interest in a whole nother side conversation. They turn around and ask me a question. So okay. So yeah, it happens. But I used to be the one that used to go out and be like the multi-level marketers. We all know what I'm talking about. The Prime Americas, the pre-legal packages, the pre-enter plans. Oh, been there, done.
You're right.
Been there, done that. I can say it because I've been there.
Yeah, it's
they
draining.
so busy trying to just hurry up, just get you to you okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Instead of just letting the people come to you that are deserving of it, or that you feel is deserving of it.
Right. I get that too, because I was getting ready to say that same thing, because that's why I, lost. And you get drained from that. Because it has to be like we're kindred souls that's actually gravitating towards one another right now. And I always believe that we're a reflection of one another. So whatever you're radiating from and someone else like you just said, someone else sees that or has that same vibration, they'll gravitate to you anyway.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. For sure. And that's how and that's how I work. Oh, that's how I work. Yes.
Because it's just like a kid getting a new toy. When you get a new toy, you want everybody to see it. You won't put it out front. You don't want nobody to touch it, of course, because you don't want to get broke. But you want everybody to see it.
Yeah.
So when I first started this, I wanted everybody to know, oh, I came up on some new information.
Yeah.
This is
Say it.
going. This right here is more powerful than anything. You're no longer going to struggle. I must let everybody know.
Right.
But then when people started looking at me funny, I was like, hold on, why they looking at me? Like, I'm thinking everybody would be on the same level I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey, Clay,
now it's like,
Can I ask you a question?
yeah, go ahead.
When
Yes.
you were doing that, and putting out your energy, did you have a lot of remedy to substantiate what you're trying to give out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But see, this is the thing. If my remedy is mine, right? So people only gonna believe what's in front of their face. So you could tell them this is my remedy and this is how I got it, right? Then they say, well, why did they let you do it? If it's so true, now they questioning your validity. Yeah, you telling me something, but why should I believe in what you're saying? I can say, well, I'm showing it to you, it's right here. But that don't mean that's how you got it. Right?
Exactly.
So now not only I'm defending myself now, I went to come in on good hands with honorable information to help someone out. Now I'm on the defense.
Right.
Now I got to prove myself to you. Who are you? I got to prove myself to. I just come and give you information. So once you done had that kind of battle so many times, it gets to the point to where you like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, and we all been in long enough. We all been through that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
we all been.
Because I'm not the type of person that like to talk about something unless I've been there. You know.
And that's the only kind of person I want to listen to.
Yeah, I don't like. That's the reason why I read what I read, and sometimes I'm not going through what everybody else is going through because I'm good. But information is key. So if I ever have to go through something, I'm prepared. You know, and that's where I'm at with it. So when people are dealing with these things, and if I see a chance that I can lead them to a certain way so I can help a little bit, I don't mind doing that because I know I've been there. But a lot of people, they want you to hold their hand. They want you to wipe their tail. They want you to comb their hair. They want you to lay them down in bed and tuck them in. They want you to do everything, and then they don't want to give you nothing.
Nothing.
Wow. No, hey, no, how you doing? How you feeling? You need a can of tomato? No, nothing.
Hey, real quick, raising L to answer the question. Yes, the chat should show up later on, but if not, please let me know. But let's I'm gonna tap on to what Global Mindset said, but that is so true. I know y'all been hearing me preach this a lot. Dirty, I don't know what's going on. I promise I'm gonna help you out, but there's an echo. Your mic must be open. Yep. I don't know why they be doing that, man. I promise we gonna fix that.
No, you know why they be doing it.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, we know. That's crazy. And that's goes to show you when you come over to a whole nother platform, it's still doing it. But anyway, I can relate to wanting to share too soon. Yes. You guys heard me say this on several times. There's nothing wrong with being, for lack of a better phrase, I hate that word, selfish. I don't like that word, but you have to experience these things for yourself and you get your remedy first. Because I was the first one that says that. I'm a firm believer in, because I did this a lot of times, getting that information and it sounds so good. You know it's true. You want it to be true, that you have to go talk about it to your wife, your friends that don't even believe in what you're doing, but you know this information sounds so good, you about to convince them that this is true. The only bad thing about that is, it's only one. You didn't do it your damn self. You didn't give it time to manifest. You didn't give it time to register. You didn't give it time to work the bugs out, the kinks. You didn't do any of that. Well, let me say this. I didn't.
Right. Push the button.
I didn't.
All right.
I need somebody like that. I need to make an administrator. I didn't do that. And I'm a firm believer that any information I got, I want to go through this myself, bump my head, figure it out, do it all. Now, once you get to that point and you know for a fact that this remedy has worked, not only does it work, you know what they're going to come up with to try to tear it down or what road or obstacle to overcome because you've been through it. And it's been tried and tested for 3 to 6 months. You know it works. Then you can go out with all the free hands, the free heart in the world, and help those to your heart's content. It's up to you. Just don't be foolish, in my opinion, and do it on a big public platform. You could do it, in my opinion, by touching palm to palm, chest to chest. You got to be on no platform live and all that. You could help out a lot of people and watch how that chain reaction works. But do any of those steps prior to you getting your own remedy and you working it out and you running your mouth and see what heartache, see what headache, see what unnecessary pain you're going to put yourself through.
Yep. I said don't
unnecessarily.
Yeah.
And you still in your same situation. And from the outside looking in, they got every right to say, that fool over there tripping. He crazy. He anti this. He trying to get away without paying his bills, and we got to work. How about the hell makes him think he can't go get up and go get a job? All he doing is sitting in the house, living off his wife, or yada yada woo woo.
Right, say that one more time.
They heard. I don't want to say it because the wife might hear it and come downstairs and smack me. But she know what's up. Joking, but serious at the same time. But for real, the outsiders say what they say, and you give them all the ammunition to say that because you set them up for it. Because you run in your mouth too soon. I'm talking to myself. I promise I am. I'm just talking to you, just hearing me talk.
Me too.
So you just need to just be quiet. So now, for example, perfect example, and I'm living proof of it right now. Right now. Right now. Once I got my remedies, especially this last big one I got, as much as my first instinct was, and I promise you, I'm telling you the truth, as much as my first instinct was to jump on, oh, now I got a reason to start my podcast back up. Oh, let me go tell my friends, all the folks that said I was going to get locked up. Oh, let me go run and tell my mama that now this relationship I can get back with my mom. It's going to be fine again. Oh, let me get my sister back on board because they was the ones that spreading these lies against me. What made me what I was 15 years ago when I was doing that stupid ass shit? I am not that man today. My fault. I got excited. I'm not.
Yep.
But that was my mistake then. Now, as I matured and I got my remedy and I sat back, it came to me so clear. Shut the hell up. Be still in the moment. Be still. And then all the other stuff start coming up. All the real stuff, all the stuff that folks say what they gonna do when them credits hit their account, all the stuff that say what people say they gonna do when they get their big remedy. It all came, and their reality hit. You a fool if you run straight to a platform and tell them exactly what to do, A to Z. You a fool if you go tell such and such who was praying for your downfall. I pray they pray for your downfall. You a fool to run out there with your big heart, with that smile on your face, with the arrogance that they say you have. You want to share this with the world. You a fool. You're setting yourself up for failure. Be still. Be still. Look over what you just done. Manifest in it. Be still. Look over what you just done. And continue to move. So when that person shows up in your life, whether God put him there or you walked up on him or her, they're going to need your assistance, and you're going to have the remedy for them, and they're going to be willing and able to accept it. They're going to be worthy of that remedy. They're going to be worthy, not because you had something to prove, not because you asked for a donation, or because it was felt and it came upon you and you wanted them to get through their situation with as much, with not as much of a, but yes, of course you want to thank you, but that's it. Nothing else is needed. Just do what I suggested and I asked you to do with your study and understanding. That's it. And you come back with your remedy. Come back with it. And mark my words, it won't be exactly how I got mine, but you're going to get yours. You're going to get it. And we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to say, oh, that's what that judge did in that situation. Oh, that's what that entity did in that situation. But the common denominator is what? It was done.
Yep.
So shall it be. It was done. There it is. Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. But for real, once you get this information, man, it's not about going out and sharing it as quick as possible. It's not even about that.
Nope. And what I've
It's
started
about
to
it the way.
being quiet, you more powerful. When you go within like that, you become more powerful. And like I
Yes.
said before, the things and people that need you will gravitate. It's like a magnet because
Yes.
they're on that same frequency. They can't get there unless they was on that same frequency. You know.
Right. And
So,
if you're
but
moving
yeah.
the way you're moving, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm in on this for real. I promise I am. If you move in the way you move, and you know what you know, and you're getting the remedy, and you're studying to move forward,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be disliked anyway. You're gonna feel it when you walk into a room, and you won't even know why. Well, you're gonna know why. Because it's the way you move, it's what you know. And you have no tolerance, no patience for the BS. The conversation is different. The tolerance of a conversation is different. Your conversation is different. Your tone is different. They take it to be that you're arrogant or whatever, and it's not even about that. I'm looking for the next stimulating conversation. I'm looking for who's on my level in this room. I'm not putting nobody down.
Right.
But where's the energy at that matches mine? I don't feel it. I'm not in the right room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're wrong. I'm going to say it again. If you are the smartest person in the room, you're wrong. You could tell if you're the smartest person in the room. You could tell. You could tell.
Yeah.
It ain't the loudest either.
Nope.
I'm going to say that. It ain't the loudest person. I know when to shut the hell up. Believe me. I'm just talking now. I know when to shut up. The less I talk, that means I'm learning something from somebody. Somebody's saying something. You're going to forget I'm married. You don't even know where the hell I'm at. I ain't going to say a word. Because I'm listening. I'm getting it between the ears. I'm overstanding. I'm not saying a word. I'm going to ask the right pertinent questions. Not saying a word. That's how it should be. When I talk, I'm going to have something to say, I hope. And hope to pray it's not a stupid question, even though there's no such thing as stupid questions. I beg to differ. But we'll talk. But yeah, if I'm talking too much, somebody else need to come to shut me up. And I do mean that in a good way. For real. I'm loud. Sometimes I could be considered obnoxious. Yes, you could probably feel the aura a little bit. Not narcissistic, all that. So they say, but I'm not. So they say. To shut me up, come teach me something. Talk. Say something that's going to make me shut up. It won't take much. Just all I got to do is say something I don't know. That's interesting. Make me took my head to the side. with the mouth slight open. Oh, you got my attention. But if I'm made straight up like this and I'm moving like double dutch, I'm just waiting on my time to jump in. You ain't got my attention. You ain't saying nothing. Because I'm moving. I'm trying to jump in. Because you ain't saying nothing. I hear you. But if I'm waiting patiently like this, I'm listening. Please keep talking to me. And I'm going to take all the good stuff that I deem good and wholesome and worthy to be added to my attaché or my database or my hard drive or whatever. Oh, I got that. He said something. She said something. Oh, I got that. Let me put that right here. I got you. I don't need it now because I'm going through something else. I don't need that right now, but I know I'm going to need it in the near future. And then months down the line, a situation will come up and you have to just got to do, just pull up your phone or your flash drive or your hard drive and say, hey, when was this? Somebody brought up something. I promise you, that's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. Putting all them good pieces together and staying around like-minded people, venting a little bit when the world gets on your nerve. It happens. When people just quite don't understand. You have to come here, another group of like-minded people, not yes men, but come somewhere where you're accepted, where you could vent, that keep you in check. You know, then you know. That's all. Yes, that's all. Yes, yes. Wow. I understand how, 2 hours and 29 minutes. Oh, listen. Okay, listen. I'm done for real, y'all. Listen. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This has been the first great comeback after 9 months. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank Dirty Wood. I would like to thank Madam G for showing up to be my first guest in over 9 months from my first comeback. I appreciate it. We're going to continue to do this on a regular basis. I'm not going to come in every day. I want to give people a chance to decompress and things like that. I believe I'll probably come back. What's the day? Wednesday. I'll probably come back Friday, but who knows? Who knows? I don't know. But with that being said, I definitely appreciate you. Please subscribe to my channel if you find this interesting. Please give me a like and please share it. I really do appreciate it. Does anybody have any comments or question before we leave up out of here? What's going on with everybody? All right?
I would like to say, I appreciate you having us up here, man. I'm glad that you stepping out and doing what you're doing. You had to make this comeback. You feel me? It's time. You know, you can only be quiet for so long. You know, you got too much good information. So I really appreciate you standing out and being one of the ones that's getting out here, getting it. And
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you too, Madam G. You know, me and you done had long talks. So I appreciate you still doing what you need to do to put yourself in good standing. And, you know, the only the great will prevail as long as you stay focused on what you need to stay focused on. And I digress. I appreciate everybody in the chat.
Yes. Everybody in the chat. I definitely can't do it without you, for real. I'm pretty sure I know every last one of y'all, for us being coming from the other platform, the Midwest EDU platform. I appreciate you guys migrating over here to spend a little time with me. I appreciate it. Great information all across the board, But with that being said, I would definitely see you the next time, and it won't be long. But guess what?
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Until next time.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.